Bonjour, bonjour mes élèves, c'est leçon pour mes élèves niveau 1 et nous allons continuer la discussion de chapitre 7, les vêtements, mais avec une nouvelle structure, le passé composé. Okay, so this structure is, as I mentioned in my previous video for vocabulaire 2, is an essential structure in French. And it's used to speak about the past, not continuous past action, but specific past action, something that's been started and completed in the past. So, what does that mean? How does that equate to to English, to an Anglophone mind? We will often use prétérit, simple past, to describe past action. I went to the store. I hugged my mom. Okay, and so that went, hugged. This is, and considering our current situation, I did not do both those things. I went to the store, but I did not hug my mom, unfortunately. But yeah, so it's one word to express the past. And when we have to go in the infinitive, the present, to go, the preterite is went. Okay. For to hug, the preterite is hugged. Okay. The French doesn't have that kind of simple past that's used in common writing or speech. You see a simple past in scholarly work. You'll see it in museums talking about historic events, or maybe a painter has died, and they're speaking about the painter's life in the simple past. It's simple past in French isn't widely used. It's scholarly language. It's a very particular type of written and very rarely spoken form. So instead, they use passé composé, and this is a compound past. So our equivalent in English would be to have gone. I have gone to the store. Okay, I have hugged my mother. So instead of gone, instead of went, the preterite, I've used gone, the past participle. Okay, and to have in the simple present is my auxiliary verb. Okay, so this is how the French passé composé works. Okay, you're going to have an auxiliary verb. Here we're going to work with avoir, and you're going to have, and you're going to have a past participle. Okay, so just like I said, I have gone to the store, I have, auxiliary verb, to have, conjugated in the simple present, plus gone, the past participle of to go. Okay, and French will work exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. It may seem confusing just because you're doing it in another language, but if you just remember that it will work exactly like it does in English, you should be fine. You should be able to get it. Okay? So get my whiteboard. Okay. So the structure we're doing is passé composé. Passé composé. Ça, c'est les structures. Et qu'est-ce que c'est? So it is the French compound past. So I have gone, English compound past. The French compound past is passé composé. There are two parts like I mentioned. Verbe auxiliaire, okay, auxiliary verb, verbe auxiliaire, and it's conjugated in the simple present, okay? So look at this. Avoir, to have. This is the verb auxiliaire that we're going to be working with. And you've got your conjugations. J'ai, tu as, il, on a, nous avons, vous avez, il, elles ont. Okay? Avoir. Verbe auxiliaire. Okay? And the second part is participe passé. Okay? And the participe passé is going to depend on the kind of verb that you have. So if you have a regular ER verb, look, participe passé, you're ending regular ER verbs. You're going to take the ER away, and you're going to put an E, then accent aigu over it. Okay? E, accent aigu. Okay, so here's an example. Chercher, C-H-E-R, C-H-E-R. You're going to take that E-R away, and you're going to put an E with an accent aigu, makes chercher. So it's going to sound the same, but the spelling is different, and it's important to write the right way. Okay, and then you'll have irregular verbs with endings that you just have to memorize. There's no irregular verb endings. Don't depend on a rule or rhyme or reason behind it. You just have to memorize the endings. Just memorize the endings. Okay, but ER verb rules, like there is a set. You take the ER away, put an E with the accent aigu over it. Okay? And again, it is used to talk about an instance of completed past action. So, an action that has both started in the past and been completed in the past. So something that hasn't continued, okay? An instance of completed past action. And the formulation. Verbe auxiliaire plus participe passé. Now, if you need to negate it, the negation, the ne and the pas, or ne jamais, these will go, whatever your negation is, your negations will go around the verbe auxiliaire. Okay, so it'll go around avoir. So if I have j'ai, so j'ai cherché une chemise. Okay, j'ai cherché une chemise. I have looked for a shirt. I looked for a shirt. Okay, let's negate it. Je n'ai pas cherché une chemise. Okay, tu as cherché une chemise. Tu n'as pas cherché une chemise. Okay, and you can just go down. Okay, so the ne and the pas goes around the auxiliary verb, with the sole exception of personne. So no one. If I say I went to the park, I've gone to the park. Je suis allé au parc. We're not going to go to the être version of passé composé yet, but just for the example of personne. And I saw no one. Je n'ai vu personne. Okay? That's the only instance where the negative structure is going to go around the entire passé composé clause, where it goes around the auxiliary verb and the past participle, le verbe auxiliaire et le participe passé. For all your other negatives, it's just going to be around verbe auxiliaire. Okay? So again, I've used chercher already, and here in my example I've got acheter. So I can say j'ai acheté une chemise. J'ai acheté une chemise. Je n'ai pas acheté une chemise. Je n'ai pas acheté une chemise. So I bought a shirt. I didn't buy a shirt. Okay? But in French, it's compound past. You're thinking, I have bought a shirt. I have not bought a shirt. Okay? And if you look at page, in your books, if you look à la page 240, then you've got irregular verbs, okay? So chercher, acheter, these are ER verbs. You're just taking the ER away and putting accent aigu with it, okay? Irregular verbs, the structure doesn't change. You just have to memorize what the past participle version of that verb is, okay? So past participles, it's not a conjugation. It's its own version of a verb to be used only with the, in this case, just with the passé composé, okay? So être is going to become, I'm going through the pronunciation for you à la page 240. So être becomes été. Avoir becomes eu. Vouloir becomes voulu. Boire becomes bu. Lire becomes lu. Voir becomes vu. Like déjà vu. Mettre becomes mis. Prendre becomes pris. Faire becomes fait. Pleuvoir becomes plu. Okay? So, for example, nous avons été au magasin. J'ai eu un problème avec mon nouveau toit. J'ai voulu acheter un VTT. Il a bu une limonade au café. Ils ont lu les romans de Proust. J'ai vu un super surf-volant au magasin. Vous avez mis une veste? Oui, j'ai mis une veste. Mais moi, j'ai mis un gilet. Ils ont pris un sandwich au jambon. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait? Mais moi, je n'ai rien fait. Il a plu hier. Okay? So these are all examples of passé composé being used in a phrase. Okay, finally, si vous tournez à la page 242, vous allez voir adverbe avec le passé composé. Okay, so what is this talking about? This is talking about yesterday, okay? Yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, okay? So yesterday, hier. Yesterday morning, hier matin. Afternoon, hier après-midi. Hier soir, evening, okay? Lundi dernier, last Monday, just a day of the week, and dernière. Okay, la semaine dernière, le mois dernier, l'année dernière, the week, the month, the year, last week, last month, last year. Okay, you can also say 1 week ago, 2 days ago. Il y a, like how we learned at the beginning of the year, there's something in the classroom. Il y a des bureaux. Okay, this is also ago. So, il y a 2 jours, 2 days ago. Il y a une semaine, 1 week ago. So, if I say 1 week ago, I bought a tie. Il y a une semaine, j'ai acheté une cravate. Okay? So, and I'll give some more examples of how this works in the next video. Okay? Merci, merci.